Slavery. It started to paint a picture of a divide between a mentality of ownership and forced servitude. You following me? So when you start moving forward in history and time and the different things that transpired, whether socially, economically, all of these things is still mindsets that are passed on from generation to generation to where it's still one line, but we're looking at things from two different perspectives.
Right.
Yes, it's America, but America is dynamic and it has these overwhelmingly strong perspectives. And we'll say it's racism or whatever. We could throw that word. I don't like using that word personally because you can be prejudiced, you prejudge, and not be racist based on stereotypes and things that you've experienced in your own small circle. So it's not always about racism. It's about not having these conversations. So what we're doing, we're just bringing a perspective.
Right.
And I'm just saying this for whoever may be watching. Because
Yeah.
for principle, we love all people.
Yeah, I mean,
At the same time, we're speaking immediately first to those who look like us. And then everybody else, the interaction is open. Right. But we have to get ourselves straight so we can interact with everybody else accordingly.
and I, excuse me, and I think that that's the, that's the point. You know what I'm saying? It's like trying to clean up my own house first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not to detract from what anybody else is doing in their family. You know what I'm saying? And, peace and blessings on your family.
I'm going to say, I'm not to cut you off, but to cut you off. And for those who's watching to understand, to the Yahudi first, and then to the Gentiles. Or the Goyim. To the Yahudi first and to the Goyim. And it's not disrespectful. It's just what it is. If I got some stuff going on in my house, I can't function in society properly until I clean up my house.
But, that's what everybody does anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know very few men who don't take care of their house first.
Right.
Before they try to go out and tell somebody else what their house should look like.
He said he knew.
Okay, I got you.
Right.
I got you.
And that's because I do my best not to put myself in that kind of situation. You know what I'm saying? Because to the point that you made, we live in America, 100%, right? But what's relevant for the experience that I have on Earth at this present time, right? It just so happens to be with people that look like me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if there's an issue with that, take that up with the creator.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not me. But as far as I'm concerned, you know what I mean? Like, I have children that, I would like to see them do better in life. I would like to see them make better decisions so that they can be more balanced human beings in the sphere of human beings.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't just be, when you cut on a TV, right, and you see looting, you see predominantly black people looting.
But I would say that's what they show.
Well, that goes back to media.
I know.
I know.
I know. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't see.
But they don't show, the young brother that's in Nigeria, right, who's creating electric everything.
Right.
Electric helicopters, electric cars, electric whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. He's doing that.
And that goes back to what we said maybe 2 weeks ago. If I can allow you to believe that you can't do this or you can't do that, and this is what you are, and this is how we want the world to perceive you, and you buy into that narrative, it goes all the way back.
It does.
Right.
It does. And I think that we should have more positive influence in how we can be better contributors to raising the vibration, not detracting from it.
So that goes into a conversation I had with my Isha, right? When like you have two opportunities. You have an opportunity that feels good, that may be morally just, whatever. And it's not necessarily what we were talking about, but I'm using the thought for an example. Morally just, when you think about it, your heart just reverberates, it vibrates. Then you have another thing, it's a business opportunity. You have this thing that you love to do, then you have this thing that, man, if I do this, I really don't necessarily, that's not where I see myself, but immediately it'll provide, or it has the potential to provide and take care of my debt, my this, my that, my this. Yeah. And my thoughts are always, listen, when you close your eyes and think about that thing, or think about each one, what makes you light up? Because the intangible says, or I would say that God in you is saying, you may not see the end result of this, but I got you. And that's what that light in the heart is. The other one is saying, man, I really want to do this, but it's a heart thought and a mind thought, the logic of it. And I'm bringing it back to this. The comment you just made, it goes back to when people are given roles in movies, their heart may not really necessarily be in the role, but the mind says, man, this is a big opportunity for me to blow up. Or this is I'm going to get a huge payday. I'm going to get my name out there. Right. I just got to play this questionable role. Right. Or a role that keeps the mentality of how we're portrayed already in media. Right. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, man, it goes back to last week. Like what these children, these younger people now, it's like they want to know, what's your solution? Yeah. Y'all talking about financial this and financial that. Well, what's your solution to me doing it the right way or the best way or the way for the highest good versus that way that may be frowned upon that's quick?
Right. And you know what? This is going to go back to the family dynamic and bringing back the mother-father education in the home. Balancing it out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, yeah, that's fast, that's quick, right? But do you have, or you know, as a young person, are you developing the resilience to think through things? Because to think through something takes resilience. You know, if you're primed to make a decision based on what you've seen, what you've heard, so on and so forth, and not think through something, man, you know, think about how your life has been shaped based on impulsive decision making. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it goes all the way. It's as minute as, okay, I'm engaging with this person. Right? What effects is this going to have on me and potentially those that are around me, right, at the end of this conversation? Such and such is doing whatever it is that they doing over there. Mm-hmm. And it looks good. It's fast. Right? But does that align with the foundation that I've been brought up with?
That's the point I'm making.
Right.
Total, man. Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, that message you just said, that was for me. It might be, I mean, that interaction with your Isha, that message for me too. Okay. Man, I don't know if you saw, I was over here getting a little emotional, man. For real. But that's how the spirit moves, man.
Speak on it, if you can.
It's like there's something there. You know where it can take you, right?
Right.
But you don't want to do that.
You really don't want to do it.
You don't. You be like, bro, I don't want to do that. But over here is like, I want to do that, and the spirit like, no, do that. But I can see that. I'm like, man, I see all that. I do apologize, y'all. But I see that. I see the bigness in it. I'm like,
Right.
man, boy, I can go that way, but bro, I don't want to do that.
Right.
I want to do this. So it's like you either got to make that choice, or one of them got to break, or you got to, like you were saying last week, we got to weigh between the matters.
Get between the matters.
Get between the matters. Figure out what your soul really wants for you, or your spirit really wants for you. But you are, the thing is, I know.
Ooh, I got goosebumps.
Me, bro.
So, yeah, likewise. So, just to add to that, it's like one is really Christian used to say God's divine will and His permissive will.
Right.
So I'm gonna reword that a little bit. What you consider the divine will is the alignment with your higher self. The alignment with your higher self is really intangible. It's only a feeling. You feel like, man, when I think about this thing, it lights me up.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I feel like I'm floating. I just enjoy doing this. But then the other thing, you feel kind of 50-50, but you see logically, it's like, man, you could calculate it. You can look at it and like you could even almost touch it because it looks so good because it's right there. But that feeling thing, you don't know. You don't know. You just have to have faith.
But
Hold on. And that faith will take you a lot farther, but you don't know because you have to walk in that faith. So what happens is a lot of people, God's will, it's always guaranteed. You got to take the leap of faith and walk in it. And the other one, which is the permissive will, which is your lower self or your lower consciousness, it's 50-50. It can go good. It can go just the way you picture it.
Right.
And at the same time, it could go completely the other way.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's your choice. It's your decision. You choose to experience this or you choose to experience that. And that's what's going on with us as a community economically. You can't blame nobody.
Right.
You can go back to slavery. You can sit there and say, 40 acres and a mule. You can go into your religious text and say, nothing's going to happen until the Messiah comes back and liberate us out of this. What's the work you doing while you here?
What chapter and verse is that, man? When he's standing out, Moshe standing out before the sea. And he's saying something.
Exodus.
Don't quote me on it, but
go ahead.
The creator asked him, he's like, hey man, like, what's in your hand?
Right. Right.
Why are you calling on me?
Why you calling?
If you can find that for me, man, because I mean,
why you calling on me? You got the power.
This being, a staple in my personal foundation, right? Like I find myself revisiting this all the time. You know what I mean? Because
Exodus 4:14.
yeah, what it say?
Wait, hold on, that might not be it, but it's in Exodus 4. Exodus 4:2. Bear with us, family.
No, it's all good. I mean, but you get the point, man. You get the point. It's like, what's in your hand?
Okay, that's earlier. 4:2 is when he was going before the Pharaoh. 14 and 16. I gotta go to the actual.
It's okay.
Yeah, we could edit this.
I mean, somebody could keep looking, but I
Exodus
mean,
4:2, and the Lord said unto him, "What is
That's
that in thy hand?"
That's when he went to Pharaoh. That's a different one. That's not what he's looking for. I know what you're looking for.
the one when he was at the Red Sea.
Yes.
yeah, he and this is like, you have the staff, like, lift it up and make it happen.
Exodus 14 and 15.
What is that?
Okay, and I say it as it's written in the King James Bible. And the Lord said wait, hold on, let me go back. Let Let me go back to 14 and 13. And Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord.
Whoa. So let me. Can I echo in
Go
on
ahead,
something?
man.
So whenever you find yourself in the 50-50, be still. Right? Don't do a whole lot because you're not you may not perceive correctly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You might be intaking a whole lot of symbols, right, that you got to discern through. So just take a moment. Take a breath.
Breathe.
And just chill.
Relax.
Just chill.
Right.
But yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to start over.
Yeah, read
14 and 13. And Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will show you or show to you today. For the Egyptians whom you have seen today, you shall see them again no more, forever. And the Lord said, shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. And the Lord said unto Moses, wherefore criest thou unto me? Why are you crying to me? Speak unto the children of Israel or Israel that they go forward, but lift thou up thy rod or your rod, and stretch out thine hand over the sea, and divide it, and the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. And I'll stop there. Listen, you can look at it as literal, and that's fine. But everything that has a literal understanding or interpretation has a spiritual interpretation. And right here, people say, well, when some people say God parted the Red Sea, but God partitioned his power unto Moses. You understand what I'm saying?
Come on.
You have that same God force within you. Whoever is looking, whoever is watching, everyone has the same God force, the same portion of God force in them. You just have to wake up to it and utilize it. Because whether you're asleep or awake, you're using it based on your choices. There's no one outside of yourself to blame for any conditions that you have. And I know people are getting mad and upset, and that's okay. I'm okay. I'm here to say it the way I see it. Take that same rod, take your same power of manifestation that you have within you. That's a new age term, I know, but it means the same thing as it is meant in the old days. And believe in yourself. Go do what you need to do so you can do what you love and want to do.